Hi, my name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Today we're going to talk about Unity Day in 2018. I have to admit, I had totally not even heard of Unity Day 2018 until I was reading the comics. Let me pick them up here in the Jackson Hole local daily. There were two comics that featured Unity Day, and I'm like, what the heck is that all about? I had no idea. So let me read you the Zits comic here. Wherever it is. You can get it online, but it's more interesting to read it. And I'll actually talk about my experience with this because the whole idea of Unity Day is anti-bullying, cyber threats, people being mean and all that. Of course, people are mean. They have their moments, but it's that consistency. So Zit's cartoon, it features a boy named Jeremy and all of his friends. One guy's name's Pierce. He's all crazy pierced. I don't know what the other guy's name is. He's a little bit bigger. But Jeremy and his two buddies are standing there, and they've got their lunch counters, I guess about this high. And like, oh, well, where do we sit? We don't know. Oh, classic junior high problem. Maybe elementary. I can't remember. I don't remember where I ate in elementary school. I must be getting old. But junior high, where the heck do you sit for lunch? And then high school, but college, where do you sit for lunch? Work, where do you sit for lunch? We'll get back to that point in a moment. But Jeremy and his buddies were looking around for a place to eat with their lunch tray. And Jeremy asks, what about that table? And Pierce says, dude, Andy's sitting there. Ooh, that's not good. What has he got, like leprosy? No. Andy, they feature him just kind of sitting over a little hunched, just eating a sandwich, because I guess all the cool kids buy lunch at school, and then the people that are rejected take a sandwich to school. Mom, your sandwiches are the best. I always love your sandwiches. I always miss your sandwiches because they always taste better. I don't know what it is, little mom magic, but So, one of the guys says, he's super awkward and unpopular. No one sits with Andy. And you think, dang, that's messed up. And then in the next frame, all three boys are standing around Andy saying, hi, Andy. One Pierce says, sup? And Jeremy says, mind if we join you? Man. So that's Unity Day, October 24th. That's one of the comics. And apparently, King Comics National, I can't remember who it is. I just looked it up, already forgot. But several comics featured it. Another one in this paper is Baby Blues. Baby Blues, love Baby Blues. Wanda, let's see, was it Wanda and... Okay, so it's Wanda and Daryl. Had to remember their names for a bit. I've grown up with these people. Let's see. Okay, so Wanda's standing with her three kids wrapped around her legs saying, do you think National Unity Day could be less unified until I get dinner started? Because all the kids are just crawling on her. And Daryl's coming home from work and like, I don't know what to do about that. And it says, Unity Day, October 24th, kindness, acceptance, inclusion. They call it, it's pound sign really, but they call it hashtag now for programmers. Unity Day 2018. So of course, I'm posting this day or this video on the day after, but who cares? You can deal with it. So I looked on the computer, surfed around for a bit, and found two other comics. One is Mutts. We don't get Mutts in this paper. No, we don't get Mutts in this paper. Yeah. So the Mutts comic had a dog chained with a stake in the middle of nowhere. I guess that's the thing. It's a dog comic, so if you're a total dog person, you'll get it. And this guy comes up and, let's see, what are the three themes? Oh, kindness. The guy walks up and unstakes the dog who's sitting in the middle of a field with a stake and a chain, and that was kindness. And then the dog runs up to him, licks him, oh, thank you. That was the next frame, and that was acceptance. And in the third frame, the guy's like, oh, nobody owns this dog. Now, it's more complicated, I know, but whatever. Get the point here, people. Don't get all wrapped up in the silliness. And then the third, the guy's like, well, nobody owns this dog. Might as well just take him home, and that was his inclusion. The Unity Day on Zits, I think, was probably the most powerful because I seriously have experienced that. I'll talk about that in a moment. Hopefully I remember all these things I said I'm going to talk about. And then there's a comics 6 Chicks. I don't get that either. But there's this blonde lady walking along, and there's another brunette lady. Yeah, it's a black and white comic. I can't really tell, other than the white hair versus blonde or black hair. But the girl sitting on the bench, or woman sitting on the bench, has all these thoughts going like, I'm not worth it, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm inadequate, all these terrible things going on in her head. Just churn, churn, churn. And this blonde lady's walking along, sees this person just kind of down, not looking very happy. And the blonde lady comes up at the park bench and says, hey, do you mind if I sit with you? And the lady with the black hair looks up, wow, sure, total shocker. And I gotta make some notes about these things. Dang, okay, I'll remember to do that. I'll remember about making notes about remembering. And then as the blonde lady sits down and talks, oh, hey, how's the day going? Just being socially courteous. The lady with the black hair is like, oh, yeah, oh, great, thank you very much. And the implication is they just start chatting, and the lady with the black hair, or brunette, whatever it is, all these thought bubbles of I'm ugly, I'm inadequate, I don't make enough money, or whatever, they start shattering and falling down. And they fall to the ground, and all of a sudden a smile comes about. That was pretty cool. It was actually very touching. That's one thing about the comics, is that they can actually discuss very difficult and challenging topics in perhaps a more lighthearted way, because you don't go reading into the comic typically for political satire or anything, except Doonesbury. Man, those guys just don't give up. But, you know, that's Doonesbury. Super famous, entertaining. I don't think we even get... Oh, yeah, we get Doonesbury in here. Let's see. Yeah, sure enough. Interesting. Yeah, maybe Doonesbury is absolutely anti-inclusion today. Ouch. All right, so topics to talk about. There was this video that I was watching, I think it was on YouTube, and it was an experiment. And these children were brought to a restaurant where some folks were sitting, and they were all alone. Now, it wasn't like a restaurant where you wouldn't expect to meet people. It was more like a diner open setup where people just go sit wherever they want to sit. Think like a cafe or something, so you don't have assigned seating or anything like that. And hopefully I don't get teary-eyed. I probably will. Let's see, back to my bullying, yeah. So these kids were told, and they were watched over, so nothing bad happened. Don't freak out again. You people freak out too much. The kids were saying, you know, they started looking around. The adults that went with them said, okay, we're going to go to this place where a lot of people sit alone. And the kids were watched out for, and the kids were like, oh, that's strange. Why do all these adults sit alone? And, all right, getting teary-eyed here. Wake up. Cut that out. So the kids were told, okay, go make a friend. And kids naturally make friends. It was totally cool. So this one boy walks up to this older gentleman and says, hi, sir, how are you? And the guy looks over, fine, thank you. And they were all British, so I'm not going to do a fake British accent. It's totally annoying. But they walk over and say, well, hi, how are you? And the guy says, well, fine. And the boy says, well, would you mind if I sit with you? And the guy is, wow, sure, of course. So the boy sits down. The next frame, this girl walks up to this older woman and says, hello, ma'am, how are you? Fine, dearie, how are you? And do you mind if I sit with you? Sure, of course. And another little boy does the same to an older woman again. So all of a sudden you have these three kids, and they're all filmed remotely. I think they're microphoned because the audio is really good. I don't know if it's fake, but whatever the case is, if it was fake. It was really good acting. And the kids start talking to these older folks and just start chatting, and the little kids were all cued to ask, why do you sit alone? And the adults are saying, well, I don't know. I guess I always sit alone. There's nobody that wants to sit with me. So they're in shock, like, well, why are these kids asking me this? And then all the little kids were probably prompted to say, well, do you want to be friends? I'd love to chat with you. And all of the adults are like, whoa, how cool. I have a friend. That was like super touching. Sorry, getting all emotional here. Oh, jeez. You think I was a tough polar explorer or something. So that little showing, just that sometimes it's not a pickup, it's anything, just, hey, do you mind if I sit here and be friends? Because in junior high, in elementary, I really didn't have any problems. Did I have any problems? Yeah, I did. I remember in 6th grade, about all the people who were my friends, not Facebook friends, we didn't have that way back when, but friends, somewhere, and I don't know what happened. I have no idea to this day. All of a sudden, I came to school one day, and these guys, one of the guys was an artist. He made up little anti-Aaron badges. He drew me really skinny, made my neck really long, and they put the red circle with a slash through that, and I started seeing the classroom. Well, what is this? I have no idea. And for the rest of, I think it was the last half of my 6th grade year, a lot of those kids who were my friends, I thought were my friends hanging out, all of a sudden just totally turned on me and shunned me. And those last 2, 3, 4 months of 6th grade were really long. I remember being in the car with my mom, and I was all downturned and everything, and didn't know how to communicate my emotions. So my mom finally asked, like, man, you look like you lost all your friends or something. Apparently I had, and I didn't know that I had. That was kind of weird. Fast forward to junior high. Man, just like everybody else, junior high, I was 7th through 9th grade. And I don't know what happened to these poor kids. Sadly, some of them said, my parents don't care about me. They don't know where I am, and they're super proud of it. I felt super bad for those kids because they really bullied me. There was no cyberbullying at that time. So they did the real deal. They kicked, they punched me. When in sports, they'd shove me over. Like one guy would sit behind me secretly, and they'd come and shove me over. Another kid, he was able to get my house phone number, and he'd call relatively frequently, threatening, I'm going to kill you, I hate you. Now people talk. There's another kid who hit me in the face with a basketball. I mean, oh, geez, it just never ended. And kids talk. Well, I know the one kid who punched me in shop class, he murdered a guy 1st degree. He's in prison for life. His name was Fernando. I'm not going to say his last name. Another kid, Joey, man, that guy was doing the threatening phone calls. I'm pretty sure he's still in jail or prison. I don't know what, but man. So eventually, though, I found my friends, and we all played volleyball. We are all kind of nerdy, but I found my tribe. So if you're ever having these challenges, find your tribe. If it's the nerdy people, who cares? There's a thing. Have you ever heard of Comic-Con? Yeah. Comic-Con is like 100,000 nerds in one place because they can all accept each other because they all like to dress up like superheroes. Hey, whatever. I don't, but that's their thing. I remember going through child protective training for Boy Scouts, and one of the things is to watch out for bullying and signs of bullying where kids become angry, reticent, they close down into themselves, their grades plummet, they quit school. And I remember with my girlfriend's daughter, all these things happen, and now I look at it like, man, she was bullied like crazy, locked in lockers, made fun of, tripped in halls. Yeah, we didn't have lockers I could get locked in, but yeah, I got tripped in halls, I got kicked and punched. throughout high school, there were certain places in school we just didn't go. Man, I'm even getting sweaty talking about it. Ooh. Still bothers me to this day. But I've moved on. For the people that were out there who did this, I forgive you. I don't know what was going on in your life, but I forgive you. It's okay. Boy, this is tough. This is only supposed to be a 10-minute video. Sorry, this is a whole cathartic thing, but the National Unity Day or Unity Day, it's all about bullying. Make a friend. Change somebody's life. Mobbing up in a street and threatening drivers and, beating people with clubs and, bike locks. The exact thing that you're espousing is what you're totally against. And I hope the hate goes from your heart one day. So I had a terrible experience with bullying in school. It still bothers me today, but I was able to forgive the people that did that. And I hope one day that they're able to get their lives on track and get out of the challenges. So Unity Day, initially I thought it was a unity of thought and spirit, but it's really about bullying. It was wearing orange. I don't have orange clothes, so we'll just have to roll without that. But just remember, somebody's sitting alone, somebody's looking downtrodden, just say, hey, how you doing? Are you okay? You would be amazed at the difference it can make. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Even though I'm a soloist, I never work alone. I always need people. When I went to Antarctica, hundreds of people made it possible for me to get there. Russia, dozens and dozens of people. Kilimanjaro or Elbrus, Kilimanjaro, there are 50 people on the expedition. And they all work together for a single purpose. Diversity is great. It has its place. You got to have people with different skills, but it's the unity of vision that makes it all happen. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment on my video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, friend me. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Thank you very much for watching.